Welcome back to the Robotic Life YouTube channel. This is Lars, and today we are going to be exploring a company that has gotten a little bit of press recently. It's a company by the name of 1X Technologies, and they have a product called Neo, and Neo is a humanoid robot. They were founded in 2014. Originally, they were a Norwegian-based company. But they have moved to Silicon Valley. They've been around for about 10 years. It's designed to be used more in kind of a commercial setting, hospitality, and some light manufacturing. And then in 2022, the company rebranded as 1X Technologies. And at that time, after they did the rebrand, they shifted their focus to more of a humanoid robot to be used in the domestic household. All the kind of tier one players out there in the humanoid space, a lot of them start proof of concept, working in factories and around more of the commercial sector, and they eventually segue into the consumer market. These guys just happen to be kind of the first to market with a product that's going to be available, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. So the first version of Neo was introduced as Neo Beta on August 30th of 24, and then on February 21st of 25, 1X introduced an update that featured, I guess, a sleeker design, and they named it Neo. And the goal of Neo is to be a household robot that's going to be used for house cleaning, for folding laundry, for general help around the house. So let's talk a little bit about the pricing and the valuation for Neo. So last week, 1X, company behind Neo, opened up pre-orders for Neo on their website. So again, this is a pre-release of the Neo humanoid robot. They're hoping to have it released sometime in 2026. So the price point for this humanoid is going to be $20,000. So you can buy the robot outright for $20K. And then they also have a subscription model for $4.99 a month. I guess it wouldn't be a tech company if they didn't have a subscription model, right? So more about Neo. It is it's wrapped in a custom 3D lattice polymer for safety and cushioning. It's got a skin on it, and it's a soft fabric. It actually looks like cashmere, which kind of would explain why its price point is $20,000. The face is also covered with this soft, kind of fabric-y looking, like I said, kind of looks like a very soft wool or maybe cashmere. And the face has kind of two buttons for eyes, so it looks very friendly, which makes perfect sense because it's going to be used in the household. If they made it look like the Terminator, I think they'd probably freak the kids out. So that's by design. It also comes with an app called the Neo app, and with the Neo app, you can manage Neo's core schedule based on the video that they put out, and we'll talk a little bit more about the video, maybe show some clips of Neo. You can actually look at Neo, what he's doing, and I think that's probably a good thing because when this thing becomes fully autonomous, you're probably going to want to check in on it every now and again. Funding rounds. So to kind of give you an idea of how crazy this humanoid space is, again, all the big players are going to get in this space. But right now, just to give you an idea, so 1X Technologies is privately held. Back in March of 23, the first round of funding was for $23 million. That was March of 23. 10 months later, they had a B round, and they got $100 million. So literally 10 months later, they went from 23 million funding to 100 million funding. And then 9 months later from that, in September of this year, it was reported that they're looking to raise $1 billion. So that's a pretty big funding round. That's going to be their C round. And they're using that to develop and deploy the humanoid robots for home environments. What I will say, they must be doing something right. I went to their website, and they've got 83 openings. So 83 job openings. OpenAI was involved, I think, in their first A round. So they were an early investor in 1X Technologies. And it'll be interesting to see. So OpenAI is the company that owns ChatGPT. And they are, getting a lot of press. Sam Altman is their CEO. And ChatGPT is kind of one of the leading AI companies out there in the marketplace. And it'll be interesting to see if they incorporate their GPT technology into their AI that they use at 1X Technology. So again, 1X Technology uses their own proprietary AI technology. That's called Redwood AI. And they're calling it a generalist AI model for learning and repeating tasks. So again, the brains of all of these humanoids are run by artificial intelligence, and they're designed to learn. And that's kind of how the whole AI model works. Everybody has their own iteration of what AI looks like. So one of the kind of controversies about this company, 1X Technology, and their humanoid Neo, is their claims for autonomy or full autonomy. So I went to their FAQ section to understand a little bit more about that. And so one of the questions of the FAQ is, hey, will my Neo be fully autonomous? And it says, Neo works autonomously by default. For any chore request it doesn't know, you can schedule a 1X expert to guide it, helping Neo learn while getting the job done. So the 1X expert, I've come to learn, is one of their employees. And that's an employee that'll come to your house and kind of train. So it's essentially a training model is really what AI is. There was a recent article in the Wall Street Journal about their autonomy. And there's been some videos out there, and there's been a number of YouTubers that have done some videos about the Neo humanoid. It was literally just released last week, and they opened it up, like I said, for pre-orders. And I'll be honest, it's a little confusing, to say the least. This 1X operator actually shows up at your house, and they have video of this 1X video expert with a virtual reality headset on, and he's essentially mimicking the moves of Neo. So, Neo is like maybe sitting down, or Neo is maybe giving you a drink of water. And this 1X expert in his virtual reality headset is actually kind of going through the motion of pouring water, and you see Neo do that. Again, it is a learning model, and so I'm guessing that is how they have to learn. But it, from the looks of it, it does look a little awkward. I don't want to say deceiving, but that is kind of how they accomplish that. In fact, one of the quotes from their CEO said that obtaining training data from early adopters was needed to improve the autonomy of the robot. Neo arrives with basic autonomy for early owners and grows in capability over time. So in theory, once they have the 1X operator there teach Neo how to do these certain movements, Neo should learn on its own how to do that. And with time, it will learn how to do all movements, and you won't need the operator. But that is kind of the part about this that does make it a little dubious. Yeah, it's not going to show up ready for prime time. It's going to need some assistance, and so that's part of this humanoid that makes it a little controversial. So, wanted to get your feedback, what you think about the price point. $20,000 for a humanoid robot. Like I said, it's just going to provide basic movements, basic help around the house. It does sort laundry. It does, I think, put laundry into, but it's definitely not fluid. It's definitely first generation humanoid robots. And the other robots are coming up, but they haven't gone public with that. And that's what makes this a little different, is because they literally are selling these on their website pre-release. It's $20,000. I'm not sure if there's a deposit associated with that, but $20K is a fair amount of money for something like this. And again, the deliverables aren't until 2026. So I'd love to get your feedback, see what you think about that. Thanks for joining us today. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day.